If you still think Raleigh is about college town, sweet tea, and quiet southern charm, you might be about 10 years too late. Because Raleigh and the entire Triangle area has changed in ways even the locals didn't see coming. And I'm not just talking about the skyline or the bypass traffic. I'm talking about the vibe, the pace, the way people live, work, and move through life here. Places we used to love have evolved beyond belief. Some things we counted on are long gone. And unless you've been boots on the ground, you might not realize how fast it's all shifted. But let me be clear, this isn't a rant, it's a reality check. A real look at 20 things that used to be true about Raleigh and what's replaced them in 2025. And yeah, even if you've lived here since the Canes won the Cup, go Canes! Or just landed at RDU last week and realized, you're gonna wanna hear this. Raleigh isn't unrecognizable, but if you moved here 5 or 6 years ago and haven't looked around lately, you might feel like you're in a different universe. Because the changes didn't just hit the roads or the restaurants, they hit the soul of the city. The neighborhoods people used to brag about living in, the under-the-radar towns with that small-town feel, even the cost of calling this place home, it's all been flipped on its head. So let's talk about it and make sure you drop a comment with what you think has changed the most in Raleigh, especially if it surprised you. Now let's talk real estate. Let's talk growth. Let's talk about how your favorite neighborhoods might have just been leapfrogged by when you used to drive past without a second thought. This area isn't just expanding, it's evolving. And it starts with what used to be the crown jewel inside the Beltline. For decades, ITB was the mark of prestige. Oakwood, Five Points, Cameron Village, Hayes Barton. If you lived there, you made it. Big porches, tree-lined streets, and that southern classic charm that we all love. But here in 2025, the crown's being passed around. Cary is cleaner, newer, and full of tech professionals and transplants from all over the world. Holly Springs, a total boomtown. Apex is winning awards left and right. In Wake Forest, quietly elite. People aren't just chasing charm anymore. They're chasing square footage, school rankings, greenways, breweries, and honestly, some price sanity. And just when you thought you knew the next hot area, boom! Bulldozers. From Wendell Falls to Chatham Park, the Triangle's growth isn't speculation, it's reality. Master plan communities are sprouting up, boop, 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 all over the place where soybean and tobacco fields used to be. We're talking new homes, new parks, new schools, green tech, bike trails, dog parks, e-scooters, and entire retail villages with kombucha bars and co-working spaces built right in. 10 years ago, if you said you bought a new construction house, it was a flex. Now, it's just the norm. And that norm, it ain't cheap. Raleigh was once North Carolina's best kept secret. Not anymore. Cost of living has surged. Home prices doubled in under a decade. Rent, through the roof. And don't get us started on insurance, taxes, or HOA fees. Sure, we're still more affordable than New York, San Francisco, anywhere in California, or even Charlotte in some areas, but that gap is closing fast. And what's changed more than anything? The expectations. People come here expecting to pay a little bit more when it used to be they wanted to pay a lot less. Gone are the days when you could score a charming 3-bedroom, 2-bed house in Durham for under 200 grand. That same fixer-upper now, it's a teardown that'll cost you $400,000 just for the land. And if you want something turnkey, you better bring a budget and a contractor. Still trying to figure it out where you fit in this market? Reach out, seriously. Whether you're a first-time buyer, relocating from out of state, or just trying to navigate the new Triangle, our team is boots on the ground. Now, let's talk about the food scene. There was a time when a night out in Raleigh meant Angus Barn, 42nd Oyster Bar, or maybe Brewery Bavana if you're feeling adventurous. These spots are still amazing, don't get me wrong, but the scene has exploded. Downtown Durham, a full-blown foodie's paradise. Chapel Hill, don't sleep on it. In Raleigh, we're seeing James Beard nods, food halls like Transfer Company and Morgan Street, global flavors, and neighborhood gems popping up monthly. Walk-in dining, good luck. We're in the reservation era now. If you want a Saturday table at Beasley's, Death and Taxes, or even Saltbox in Durham, book it like you're planning on a vacation. In coffee culture, the chains are still here. Your Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, they're still here. But locals are lining up for Jabala, Heirloom, Sir Walter, 321, Saunders Cafe, 41 North, and Cocoa Cinnamon in Durham. Every corner of the triangle has its own cult favorite coffee shop. They're not just places to get a latte and make sure you don't tell them you're comparing it to Starbucks. They're now hubs of connection, creativity, and community. Let's now move to weekends and the brunch culture. Back in the day, brunch meant Big Ed's or Elmo's Diner, which are still pretty awesome. But in 2025, we've got rooftop brunches, mimosa flights, TikTok-worthy menus, and lines out the door at places like Stir, Raleigh Times, Gravy, and Google Hoof in Durham. It's not just about bottomless anything anymore. It's about the vibe. The vibe is everything. So tell us in the comments what's your go-to brunch or coffee spot. We'd love to know. What place do you take visitors to when they ask, what's cool around here? Now let's talk traffic. If you haven't noticed, the triangle isn't the quiet, sleepy corner of the South it once was. Traffic has arrived and it's not leaving. US 1, 540, 440, and 40 are more packed than they used to be, and 147 in a Durham, forget about it. A 20-minute drive, it's still there, but it's much easier to stay away from rush hours or maybe during a snowstorm that doesn't happen very often. You need to plan your day around peak hours now. School zones, construction zones, Blue Devil basketball, it all adds up. And forget spontaneity. If you're not out of your driveway by 7:15 a.m., you might be eating breakfast in traffic. Speaking of planning, if you think you can just roll up to Jordan Lake or Falls Lake on a summer Saturday without a plan, bless your heart. Locals now scout weather apps, parking updates, even paddleboard rentals in advance. It's a mission, not a casual drive. And while we're here, let's talk about downtown Raleigh. Downtown Raleigh used to shut down at 5:01 p.m. on weekdays. Office emptied, lights turned off, and unless it was First Friday, downtown was a ghost town. That era is over. The warehouse district is booming. The new Union Station buzzes daily. Moore Square has become a centerpiece, and Red Hat Amphitheater hosts national acts week in and week out. And City Plaza, full of food trucks, art shows, festivals, and families everywhere. People actually live downtown now, and there are multi-billion-dollar projects going on in downtown, North Hills, and Durham that'll blow your mind. Durham, like I said, same story. Go down to the American Tobacco campus, it's thriving. Brightleaf is packed. There are rooftop bars, co-working spaces, dog parks, and startup hubs all over the place. This region isn't just for students anymore, it's for everyone. And speaking of students, let's not forget the schools. The Triangle has always been proud of education. Schools like UNC, Duke, and NC State are still icons. But now, there's a tech boom. Research parks expanding and a startup culture that draws investors from across the country and honestly, across the world. Watch my other video on the $1 billion investment in just the Lenovo Center and all the amazing planned improvements coming to the Cane Town. Go Canes! People aren't just moving here for jobs, they're moving here for opportunity, for lifestyle, for connection, which has changed a lot in the last 8 to 10 years. But with growth comes change, and the Triangle has grown up. Events that used to feel low-key now draw national attention. Hopscotch Music Festival, Dreamville, Brew Gallo, Articool in Durham, they're not just local anymore. They're on the map. They're selling out. They're planning months in advance with VIP tickets and influencer lounges. That quirky flea market at the fairgrounds, it still happens, still iconic, but it's sharing the space now with food trucks, rodeos, international film festivals, and drone light shows, which are amazing. And here's something that might surprise you for the newcomers coming to town. The Triangle has quietly become a destination for outdoor adventure. The Mountains to the Sea Trail, Umstead Park, Eno River, and hundreds of miles of greenways connect neighborhoods and nature like few other regions. More families are buying bikes than ever before. More people are getting into trail running, kayaking, and even rock climbing. There's a growing culture of health and movement here, not just gyms and yoga, but real immersive outdoor lifestyles. And let's talk about community. The Triangle isn't just diverse in people, but also in mindset. Tech innovators in the RTP, farmers in Pittsboro, artists in Carborough, engineers in Morrisville, and entrepreneurs in downtown Raleigh, all connected through an ecosystem that's collaborative more than competitive. We show up for each other. We value local. We love it. You can see it in our food, our farmers markets, our brewery scenes, and how often you see someone in a Raleigh denim shirt or a Runology hat says, "Go Raleigh." There's pride here, quiet confidence. We're not trying to be flashy, we're trying to be real. So is all this growth a good thing? Depends on who you ask. Some miss the old Raleigh, the slower pace, the easy reservations, the small town feel. Seeing hundreds of acres of farms was nice to see. Others are excited for what's emerging. The innovation, the energy, the national recognition. Here's what we do know. The Triangle isn't trying to be Atlanta or Austin or Miami. We're doing our own thing, but we're doing it fast. So whether you're new here, grew up here, or just thinking about making a move, we're here to help. Our team knows these streets, these neighborhoods, and this market better than anyone. Let us be your guides. Reach out today. Contact info is on the screen. Whether you want to give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email. We'd love to help you find your dream home, your community, and your future in the new Triangle. And if you want more real talk about what's changing in Raleigh, subscribe and check out our other videos. Neighborhood spotlights, real stories, market updates, and insider advice. We've got it all. Because Raleigh isn't just changing, it's thriving. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.